Good afternoon, good people of Diecast land. This is Sol answering the call from Ratblack and Gary from Gary's Diecast collection. They put out a challenge. They want to see your convertibles this time. It's a collaboration between two of the great channel providers of fine material. And so, as always, I like to try and do something a little bit different. So there's actually 11 pieces here, and that'll become apparent why as we go through it. I'd also like to give out a shout out to Nitro Speed. I watched a video this morning, his latest one, which filled my heart with joy. He's talking through his latest finds, and he's cracking them as well and putting them on his turntable. And if you haven't seen it, then you really ought to. He cracks a Nissan Skyline, and he's just doing what we all do, talking around the details and taking us around the car. And he sort of suggests to himself that Hot Wheels should do cars like this Nissan Skyline all the time, because the detail is so fine. They really nail it. He observes there's real riders on there, and then he sort of like, there's this moment of dawning realization that he might actually have a super treasure hunt. And I don't think he knew he'd picked it up, which a lot of us don't, unless we're scalpers and maybe specifically hunting for these things. But it's a beautiful moment of dawning realization when he does actually find out he has got his second super treasure hunt, at which point everything just gets left, and he runs through to his lovely wife Jimmy, screaming and shouting he's got a super treasure hunt and explaining, and sort of like this silence for couple of minutes. It's absolutely wonderful. You can't make it up, you can't practice it. It was totally organic and natural, and I absolutely smiled from ear to ear. One, because he's got his second one that he's found, but two, the absolute joy in the man's voice is a wonderful thing. So please go check out Nitro Speed. Help him to get 300 subs. He's nearly there. And yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Just watch the whole thing through, and it just unfolds, and it's just like, wow. I really enjoyed that. So thanks, Nitro. Hope you're doing well. So on with the challenge, 10 Corvettes. And I wanted to do something a little different, as I always do. So my first two are pretty straightforward and need a little explanation, and then we'll go into one. So I'm thinking of Ratblack here, and my first choice, a beautiful 57 Chevy. Is that not nice? The paint is absolutely wonderful and deep and shiny, as you can see. I don't actually mind the wheels on this one. But yeah, this is a fine thing. Some nice details on the back there. And you've got the badge on the bonnet, and all the rest is suggested in chrome. Set of painted headlights. Nice silvery grey cockpit, very simple. And we'll just have a look on the base there, see you people that like to see that sort of thing. But there we go. Beautiful start. Let's give him a minute on the turntable. There we go. My second choice, Chris Jones, Diecast Dungeon. His words always ring in my head now. So we got that oh so classic Corvette in a convertible version with that classic red and white paint scheme. This one is highly weighty. Metal on metal, you can see it's a Johnny Lightning. The hood opens outwards to reveal a really nicely detailed engine there. Good old Johnny Lightning doing it right as always. And I say, this is really substantial. You got the badge on the back there. Lovely set of rail riders. And looking at Corvette emblazoned on. Probably out of scale that, but at least you can see it. So there we go. That's the story of 4 collectors already. we go. Right, now this is where it differs. I've often said to you that I have a case which is for oversized cars, aka they will not fit in a Plano. They are simply too long, and I don't like cars popping wheelies in cases. That just don't sit right with me. So these next 8 are all out my supersized case, and are some of the most iconic American vehicles I can think of that are convertibles. So Gary, you showed this, a Montezuma, but yours was tempoed up to high heaven, and I have that version, but this is a less busy version. It looks like the doors should open there, but they don't. But yeah, this is a beautiful example of a Montezuma. It's a grand old casting, this one. I can't even begin to fathom how long I've had this one. Hot Wheels. Nice simple piece. Well done, I think. So that's my first piece from the long case. Nice tempo work on that. I say I've got the other one that Gary's got, but sometimes I'm at loggerheads with it because it looks a little bit too busy. This is a more understated version, but a beautiful version. This one I'm going to show you the base because this is metal on metal. And my golly, is this heavy, heavy, heavy. But look at them lines. Eh? That's a Thunderbird. A beautiful T-bird. All the details picked out in very, very heavy die cast metal. I can't begin to explain how weighty this piece is. Nice rear end with them circular lights within lights. Simple cockpit, but you can maybe see how old this is now by the fact that that windscreen, although I keep them clean, there's a little yellowing and fading on that. But that's a long old beast. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So a T-bird, second one of the super long castings, but an all-American classic. This one, bit busy, really, really busy. And again, if you take a look at the yellowing on that windscreen, this one I picked up second hand from what you'd call a flea market. It's very yellowed on the windscreen, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape. Again, a monstrous casting. I think, given the classiness of this vehicle, I think I'd be very tempted to get rid of the tempos on there. It is a beautiful car, but it's just way too busy for my eyes. It's not something that appeals to me, that it's too overly fussy. And there we go, a beautiful Lincoln Continental. When I'm talking monster cars, that's one of the first things I think of, a Lincoln Continental. Or big old Cadillac. So we're into my top 5 now, and this isn't marked up on the base as to what it is. I think it's an older version of that fairly new casting of the airlined or airstream Cadillac. Very, very tiny windscreen on there, barely visible. Lovely enclosed rear wheels, which means you can't wheel swap it. Dry, you'd have to crack the casting open, but I like the wheels on this. Look at that front end. I think this is based on a classic old Caddy. Somebody will put me right. But yeah, look at that. It's got the passenger seat cover on for when you're a single occupant. Keep the rain out. I don't think this is a fantasy casting. I think this is a real thing. And it's got Chicago to Los Angeles there on the tempo work. So I'm guessing this is a classic car run that happens. Again, I'm not in the know about that, but that seems to be a pretty logical conclusion there. But yeah, it's got some beautiful classy lines on there. There's nothing I don't like about that car. There we go. Into the top 4. And again, This is another Lincoln Continental. Beautiful lines, but this is where it changes. Because this side it's black, look. And there's a 50-50 split down the car. With Hot Wheels emblazoned, very simple silvery grey cockpit. Nice windshield with the sun visors up top there. Again, metal casting suggestions of the lights. Plain and simple back. Again, just a nice big old piece. I've had this one sometime as well, but yeah, it's unusual that. Two halves of the car, two different colours, red and black. I guess a few of you out there will have this casting. It would seem a popular one to own in my eyes. Straighten up a bit. Right, top three. This is weighty as hell as well. There we go. What do we think to that one with the red lines on? This is so heavy. Absolutely mega steel base on this one. And there we go, a 1967 Pontiac GTO from Hot Wheels. I cannot again explain how heavy this is. It's absolutely monstrously heavy. Beautiful clean lines, classic shape. Nice little tempo stripes again. Look at that front end. Wow, little badge in the middle there. This is a thing of beauty for me. Nice sympathetic black cockpit. Shaped steering wheel, not just a circle on a stick nowadays. There we go. That is a weighty thing. Top two. And this is the same car, but it's in two variations. So there we go. Look how long that is, and look at these classic fins, the sleek body lines, that mega front end done beautifully. Badge on the bonnet, black and silver complementary red. See what I mean about that style of steering wheel? It's just a silly little moulding. It spoils it for me, but I don't know, I suppose we look at them like that, don't we, in the play now. If it isn't what it is on here, it's on the other base. Let me see what I can glean. Upside down as usual. No, it isn't. It was the right way. Hot Wheels. And nothing else on there. So let me pop that down a bit, because we've got the other one's base here without revealing too much. So let me look at this in my magnifier. There we go. That's got it. Yeah, sorry about that. I wanted to get my facts right. So that's an Eldorado. I bet most of you were screaming at the screen. It's an Eldorado, so I suppose this classic fin gives it away. But what a beautiful car. And then I come to my number one choice. Same casting again, but look at that for a colour variation. In fact, there's the Eldorado logo picked out there. Love this colour variation. Again, this last 8, look at that. Lovely tempo weight, a little bit of class on that. Nice white cockpit. No detail to write home about. But again, look at that front end. But that is a beautiful car. I hope you'll all agree. So you've had a couple of premiums and you've had a lot of my oversized stuff. There's no way these will go anywhere near a plain case, not without standing them up like that or like that. And I just think, yeah, you're rubbing up the front edges. It's a personal choice, and my personal choice is I've built a special case just for such vehicles. And then we'll turn this off and move him to one side because this is the bonus piece. And this is another shout out. I'll just have a sip of my cold water. And hope it goes down the right hole. Now this is really another shout out to Gary. Oh, good grief. Gary likes his big cars, and I like one or two as well. The details are always finer, and if we're talking about convertibles, we have got to be talking something like that. Now, how's that, Gary? Do you like that one? What you're looking at here is 1957 Alfa Romeo, made by the Polski company of Italy. Just let me try and draw out a bit. Let's put this in size perspective. I'm no wizard on my scales. There we go, that's a 1/64 next to it. I would say this is about the biggest off-the-shelf scale you can get. I'll have a look at the base, see if I can see it. But this, I'll tell you a little bit about it in a second because it's unbelievable. It's a thing of beauty. Look at the chrome bonnet catchers there. The wire wheels with the tying hubs. Beautiful convertible hood there. Nice window in. Windscreen wipers picked out. Wing mirrors beautifully intact. Headlights. Two different styles. One for picking out the road, one for picking out the curb so you don't dazzle. And there's the beautiful Alfa Romeo badge and the words emblazoned. License plate. Lots of chrome on this one. Again, opposite side bonnet catchers. Lovely deep running boards. 2 spare wheels. Always good common sense. You know, if you get a punch here, you're unlucky. If you get 2, you're unlucky doubly and you're screwed. Because nobody really carries 2 spare wheels. So this was the days when common sense applied. Again, you got a chrome filler cap there. Another license plate, PD8824. Little aperture in the back canvas there. But this is beautiful. This is when they do it right. Opening doors. I hope you can see in there. You've got chrome foot pedals, gear changer, handbrake. We'll go around this side. And there we go. There's some beautiful detail on the steering wheel. More chrome features picked out. Speedo in that binnacle up top. This is just beautiful. And this, I would guess, is my ultimate convertible. But there we go, 1957 Alfa Romeo by Polski of Italy. And they say the bigger things are, the easier they are to drive. And look at the smooth action on this. Virtually silent as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, I would say that, without a doubt, is my ultimate convertible. Gary, Ratblack, I hope you're happy with this challenge contribution. I hope I've fulfilled it, done something a little different and added something a bit special at the end. Okay, my friends, coming soon. Johnny Roman's packing crate full of gifts. Part 3, the final part, and we've got a very, 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 very special piece in that. I would say it's as rare as Rocking Horse, but anyway. And we've got other things in the pipeline. Just a quick update, because I don't like disappointing anybody at all. But this coming Monday, the 29th, I go in hospital for a really, really big operation. It might mean a stopping as well. It's a very make or break operation after the last one really didn't do anything for me. So forgive me if I don't see your videos, or I might be able to see them but I can't reply to them. It's nothing personal. I just have to say this because sometimes, you know, people sort of email you the videos and I say, yeah, I'm aware of it, but I can't do anything about it at the moment. You know, just trust in me. I've never let anybody down, and I'm not going to consciously let anybody down. That I always backtrack. I always watch your videos. 9 times out of 10, I usually leave a like or a comment or both. But just for a few days, I might have to take a few days off and just rest my eyes. I know I won't be able to do anything for the whole weekend. So, and that's when most of you post up as well. So please don't take it personal. Please don't unsubscribe or blank me. It's nothing personal. It's just my personal circumstances, and I need a few days off. And assuming that everything goes all right, then I shall be back with you real soon, okay? So I'll be releasing a couple of videos before Monday, just to make sure I've got a little bit of content out there for you to view. Hopefully enjoy. With that in mind, I'd just like to say thank you to all my new subscribers. I've had a bit of a wave this week. It's been lovely, and I'm now gone past the 200 subscribers mark, which is amazing for a channel that's not much over 3 months old. I always try and bring you interesting content and do things a little bit different by thinking, and there's lots of new stuff in the pipeline where I'll be showing you customizations, but not in a normal way, giving master classes. People still ask me questions privately, how do I do this, so how do you get that effect, and I will help as much as I can. I've replied to everybody that's asked anyway, and I think it's time to maybe show some of these techniques and dispel some of the myths and give you some confidence to say, well, really, you're going to be hard pressed to bugger that one up. So these are all things that are coming. So bearing that in mind, thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to new people that have jumped ship and come aboard. Bearing that in mind, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell, do whatever you want to do, or not. It's your lives, people. I just happen to appreciate it, and this won't be much fun without you along for the ride. You know, I always answer every message. Takes a long time. It's become the centre of my world. And sometimes I know I've been falling asleep while I'm texting because my phone's hit me on the beak and made me jump out my bloody skin. But anyway, it's what I love. Thank you so much. And I'll be speaking to you real soon. This is Big Sal saying cheerio.